Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Thursday, August 7th, 2025. I just wanted to remind you that starting in September, right after Labor Day, we will go back to our regular hours where we deliver both Tesla and NVIDIA, Triple Q, and SPY on wickedstocks.com shortly after the market closes for the next trading day. So you'll be able to watch these in your evenings or late afternoons for the next trading day, rather than what's been happening all summer really, and will continue through August, is delivering by 6 a.m. New York for that trading day. So this is what we're continuing to do for the next few weeks. But I just want you to know that in September we go back to our regular hours, if you will. So here we are. Let's just jump right into the charts. We are just sort of trading, marking time, it seems, in this critical pivot point that has ramifications really through the rest of the year. If we were to close Friday tomorrow at 179.82 or higher, that is a 1% violation threshold above the 178.04 2.5-year channel top. We enter yet another buy signal that should then yield within about 2 to 3 months the 219.64 full swing, which is nothing more than taking the January high, subtracting from it the April low, and adding to it once again the January high, kind of the full swing. It's an exhaustion point that works pretty well, and so there you have it. And it's about as simple as that. Until then, we can fall back into the upper 140s. Closing below 178.04 will keep a lid on longer-term buying pressures, and in fact invite longer-term long liquidation, longer-term selling that allows 149.64 over the next 2 or 3 months. And that is really still the big picture. Now, on an intra-week basis, we have been closing above and holding. Holding is probably, depending on whether you're a day trader or not, we've certainly been breaking to the downside, 178.22, but we keep closing at or above it the last 3 days in a row. And if you went long short-term, 3 to 5 day swing traders, there still is the possibility for the 186.39, 1.5 point swing, 1.5 swing, same exact formula, but you're only going 1.5 instead of 2.0 in the previous slide. But also, I think of greater importance actually is this rising channel top at 187.24. Now, I don't expect to see that today, and given the way things are playing out right now, I don't think we'll see it tomorrow. But and that is Friday. But it is an area that if you're a 3 to 5 day swing trader, that's sort of what you're waiting for. You have the 183.30 high that was put out last week, the all-time high, I will say, and that should give the market trouble on an intraday basis. Pushing through 183.30 will allow the 186.39 to 187.24 area on an intraday basis, where if you've been long for the last few days, you could take profits. You may even consider playing the short side short term, but honestly, if we come into this sort of end of the week and we once again close tomorrow at 179.82 or higher, the emphasis then shifts decidedly bullish as we move into September, October, November. The next 2 to 3 months then likely to yield 219.64, but really not until then. In terms of the downside, on the daily chart, we've got 175.55, and that same formation on the weekly chart at 178.04 is 178.22 today on the daily chart, just so you know. I think you can use the weekly chart. We don't even include the 178.22 in our support resistance column. They're just too close. But 175.55 can contain intraday selling pressures, and it might even contain selling through tomorrow with the way this sort of 3 days of sideways activity without any directional emphasis. If we do, I'm just going to say close below 175.55, we should see tomorrow 170.93. 170.93 can contain selling into next week. And from here, we can round back up into the 178 handle again within a matter of days. I've been saying, and I still think it's true, that if let's say over the next day or two, we were to close below 170.93, or even between now and the end of next week, we were to close below 170.93. We have a long-term show of weakness. You can then sell the market on weakness. Right now, if you're selling the market, it's on strength. You're fading a bull move which is fine at a critical juncture that we find 178.04. I don't have any problem playing the short side in the midst of a 4-month bull move at this place. But once again, if we close at 179.82 or higher tomorrow, you should reverse and go long. But until then, you might be short, or you're reluctant to sell strength. Maybe you would rather sell weakness after strength, after the ceiling has been tested.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
And I think you can play the sell signal that could occur below 170.93 as a longer-term sell signal when you put it in the overall context of having just come off of this 2.5-year channel top. Now, of course, on the way down, within 3 to 5 days or the better part of 2 weeks, perhaps, we test 161.02, where we could bottom out on a weekly, possibly into later September basis, and round up again into the upper 170s, longer-term resistance. So it is a bit stair-step, but I think after testing long-term resistance in the 178.04 area, that if we were to close below 170.93, the writing, for me anyway, is on the wall. And I think you could anticipate within a month or two of closing below 170.93, bearish continuation back to the significant 149.64 level, which is a 1-year, mostly horizontal channel top that we settled above about 6 weeks ago that then indicated the 178.04 channel top. And so here we are. Will the market fall back to 149.64? I think the odds favor it if we do not close tomorrow, Friday, at or above 179.82, but then it becomes more clear cut if we then close below 170.93. I think I've made my point on that. 170.93, solid 3 to 5 day swing trade opportunity. I think you can do that ever so cautiously. And what I mean by that is if you come off this long-term resistance in the 178 handle, just know that if we close below it, we could see aggressive selling that could, within 3 to 5 days, yield 161.02. So you want to make sure your risk management is intact. If you buy 170.93, we can round back up into the upper 170s within 3 to 5 days. But if we close below 170.93, that is a reversal in the 3 to 5 day swing trade where you're playing the short side then down to 161.02. At 161.02, 2 to 3 week swing traders can play the long side back up into the upper 170s. But once again, just know that after having tested that significant upper 170s, we may fall all the way back into the upper 140s, and closing below 161.02, 2 to 3 week swing traders is your opportunity to reverse and go short into the upper 140s. 161.02 rises into the low 170s over the next couple of weeks. So it does become a realistic 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week swing trade to the downside upon settlement below. Is there anything else to say? I'm going to add one more thing, and I know it's not going to happen today, but if it does, if we were to close above the 187.24 formation, then you've got an early sign of a long-term buy signal. You don't need to wait the week out with the settlement at 179.82 or higher. I think you can play the long side with that fact alone, which is something that I don't think is going to happen, and I think is highly unlikely between now and tomorrow's close. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We offer a 5-day free trial on all the work that we produce, 2 stock picks a week. This week we have already done one on rocket companies, the rocket mortgage. We've got a handful of stock picks that are just sort of waiting for the buy signal to emerge. And you could watch each and every one of those, take notes, and play them. We also offer daily Triple Q, daily SPY analysis. I don't think I would trade NVIDIA on a swing trade basis if I didn't also have the Triple Q at my disposal. It's just, it's just a significant part, of each other, really. So Check us out at wickedstocks.com. We offer a 5-day free trial. You can see it all with no cost at all, unless you decide to stick around, and you just might. A lot of people do. Once they've taken the 5-day free trial, they're like, this is good stuff. Stick around, and then the monthly fee is just $47 a month. That also includes weekly Apple stock, weekly S&P 500, and weekly NASDAQ 100. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with Friday's NVIDIA report, and you have a great day.